I know he's your childhood hero, but you also don't owe him an explanation.
You almost ran me over.
And obviously the officer's already super pissed because he almost hit him.
Yeah.
So.
As soon as I heard that, I knew there was a problem.
If he refuses, he's gonna lose his license.
You mind stepping out for me?
Yeah.
And what race do you identify with?
Is that a loaded question?
No.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Sorry. Google me.
Yeah, I don't want you to move your head. I don't want you out of the car.
Oh yeah, brother! We've got the Hulk here. We see the title. We know this involves our childhood idol. I'm speaking for Kelly, I'm sure, as well. And so we're going to tell you the good, the bad here in this video, this DUI arrest. And, well, tell us what you think in the comments.
Hello. Hey, sir. How much you had to drink tonight?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing at all?
Quick to it, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking for my insurance.
You almost ran me over. It was me that you almost ran over when you were driving right by me. Okay?
Shock.
When there's
Shock and
police
dismay.
lights lighting up the road over there.
I'm so sorry. It's just been a night where I was just on our way home and we were leaving.
You mind stepping out for me?
Yeah.
Nice truck. Expensive truck.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
So where are you coming from tonight?
Sure.
Come on over here.
Heading home.
Leaving the beach, heading home?
Heading home.
Nothing to drink tonight?
No, sir.
So it's just, you said the passengers?
Cat.
Just passengers.
What's underneath the cat,
But I
though?
can smell it on your breath.
Sorry, yeah, no, I was just kissing my girlfriend. Apologize.
That's what you're gonna say?
Is that what he said about the odor of alcohol?
Yeah.
Kissing your
I like
girlfriend's
that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. The
I'm sorry,
makeout
sir.
defense.
That's what I was talking about.
Well, would you mind if I checked your eyes and make sure you're safe to be driving, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why don't you just put your feet together for me, heels and toes, touch like mine, hands at your sides. Do you wear glasses or contacts, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Have you hit your head really, really hard in the last 24 hours where you caused you to vomit or something?
Not in the last 24 hours.
Many times in my life.
Yeah.
But not the last 24 hours.
Yeah, that I haven't heard that one. He's trying to see if he's had some sort of concussion in
Right,
the past 24
right.
hours. He's looking to see if there's an involuntary jerking of his eyes. If so, that proves consumption, which is going to affect his credibility in the officer's eyes because he's saying, I didn't drink anything. You're only smelling alcohol because my girlfriend drank and I was just making out with her. And obviously the officer's already super pissed because he almost hit him.
Yeah.
So
I would just say not doing well on this HGN test indicates possible consumption, not proves, because that's our job to prove
right,
that it's
yeah.
not.
If
Indicates.
it's done according to NHTSA standards.
Sure, that's what it's
yes,
intended to
yeah,
do. Correct.
Right.
You see that red light on my pen?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you just follow with your eyes only, don't move your head. I want you to keep your chin level for me, though.
Yes, sir.
Don't move your head, just your eyes.
So what would happen in this scenario, most likely, if he said, hey, get out of the car, I want to check your eyes, is that okay? And you said, respectfully, officer, I'm not going to be doing any tests. Most likely you're going to be arrested and charged with the DUI. If you continue on that same path throughout the rest of the interaction, don't do the tests, remain silent, don't make admissions, don't waive Miranda, don't do the breath test, what do they have against him so far to use at trial? Whatever the bad driving was, which we didn't see, a slight slurred speech or thick tongue, I've heard.
Maybe.
He got out of the car fine, and he's denied drinking so far. So in my opinion, that would be a slam dunk, not guilty on the DUI.
Right. Barring some other things, everyone in his car might be like, oh yeah, he's been drinking since noon,
Yeah.
Finding open alcohol in the car, stuff like that. So I agree. I'm just saying it can be a slam dunk, but the main takeaway here is that he's not giving them information to be used against him in the DUI. Whereas right now he might be, right? He has no control over how his eyes are going to react.
Right.
It's not something he can, at least with the other tests, you can I'm going to do my best to walk a straight line or stand on one leg. People often fail despite their best efforts. But here, he literally just has to follow with his eyes. He has no clue if he's going to pass or fail this. He has no control over that. The only thing he has control over is, does he do it or not? And so I think the answer is no.
Mm-hmm. If you are in a situation where you have consumed alcohol or drugs and you're driving and you get pulled over, don't do the test.
Yes, exactly. Don't drive and then don't do the
Right.
test.
Out here.
I got neck problems, so I'm sorry. I can't turn my head that far.
Just keep your chin level for me. You're looking up. Keep your chin level.
I'm sorry. I got neck problems, so I was just trying to tell you I can't, like...
Yeah, I don't want you to move your head.
Okay,
You keep
well,
moving your head.
I understand that, but I can't... If I look too far, that way I have to turn my head because my neck is a little...
Just your eyes. You don't need to move your head.
That's fine.
Okay, keep your chin level for me, though.
Okay, no problem.
There we go. We're going to do this pass again.
I mean, that explanation doesn't really make sense, but still, if you have any sort of
I
issues,
look so far down.
Even more
without my
reason to
neck
not do it.
turning, I can
Okay.
only look so
I
far.
need you to follow my instructions, okay? Keep your chin level for me.
This is one of those things where this guy thinks he's helping himself out by being like, yeah, I have a neck problem. I can't turn my head. And he's like, I've told you 7 times I don't want you to turn your
right?
head.
Exactly. Right.
You know, so it's like you're saying something that you think is helping you when in fact it's hurting you.
Right. Yep.
Here we go.
Is that like a
Maybe nice and
bowl
slow.
of lettuce on his shirt?
I think so.
Do you mind if I go to the car for a second?
I don't want you out of the car.
Okay.
We're going to go up 2 times. Just tries.
Vertical now.
Do you want us to get out of the car?
No.
Nope. You said nothing to indicate that I would like you to exit the car. This HN's way too long.
Last thing I'm going to do is
He's
I'm going to
doing
move around
vertical.
your face like this in a circle. I want you to follow it with your eyes. I'm going to bring it towards the bridge of your nose. I'm not going to make contact with you. It's going to feel like your eyes want to cross, okay? Just go ahead and let them do what they do naturally, all right? Here we go.
Yeah, natural. Because this is supernatural.
Yep, follow the
light.
light. Yep, follow the light.
Oh, have you seen this before?
E-ride, yeah. This is not a standard test. That part, right? Not at least not for alcohol, but all based. They don't do them here.
All right, sir. Here's where I'm at. I am seeing some signs of impairment. I'm going to ask, are you willing to further participate in some field sobriety exercises?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to start just by asking you a few personal questions. Can you state your full name for me?
Nicholas Bollea.
Okay. What race do you identify with?
Is that a loaded question?
No.
White?
That's okay.
I mean, that's a... You know,
White. Just say white, bro.
What's your date of birth, sir?
July 27th, 1990.
Okay.
I
Do you have
Young.
any physical defects?
Aside from injuries, no.
What do you do for work?
I am a music producer.
Music producer. Okay. Are you diabetic?
No, sir.
Yeah, you take insulin?
No, sir.
What's your highest level of education?
GED.
GED. Okay. Have you consumed any alcohol beverages in the past 24 hours?
No, sir.
Have you used any illegal drugs or narcotics to include marijuana in the past 24 hours?
No, sir.
Okay. This may sound like a silly question, but do you know your left from your right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have to ask. Some people don't know. Which one's your left? Which one's your right? You got it. Okay. So this first exercise is called
Nailed
the walk
it.
and turn. What I'm going to do is
Down
put you in
here.
a starting position. And once I put you in that starting position, I don't want you to move from the starting position, okay?
So starting position, you don't want to move from the starting position.
Yep.
A little bit different. This officer's going above and beyond here.
Yeah.
It seems like that he is definitely going above and beyond the standard field sobriety test. I don't know if he's making up his own or what.
Yeah, I wonder if he saw something in the vertical gaze nystagmus or if his pupils are dilated or something that makes him believe he's on drugs as opposed to just alcohol.
Or he's just with them.
Yeah.
You see this line that's painted down in front of you?
Yes, sir.
You see anything that may prevent you from walking that out line? Any potholes, rocks, or sticks in the way? Obstructing it?
No.
No? Okay. So the starting position is going to be like this, okay? I want you to go ahead and place your left foot on the line.
Yeah.
Yep. Take your right foot, place it directly in front of your left foot with the heel of your right foot touching the toes of your left. Hands at your side. And I need you to remain in that position until I finish the instructions, okay?
It's definitely not the officer's first DUI investigation. I
No.
mean, just by the way he's asking the questions, he's sort of closing all the doors. Or
Right.
trying to close all doors, right?
Yeah,
It's getting
'cause-
him to agree on camera that this is a smooth, flat surface to walk on. There's no reason you couldn't do it, right?
Exactly.
So same thing with all the medical questions at a time. He's just closing off arguments that can be made later.
Yeah.
When I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps on this line, touching heel-to-toe on each step with no space in between. I'm going to demonstrate it for you, okay?
I'm gonna
Watch
demonstrate
me,
all
okay?
of it.
All right, you can relax, sir.
Yeah, so this is exactly why we tell people not to do the walk and turn because he actually did very well, but he did show indicators of impairment.
Yep, but people watching are like, that wasn't too bad, right? He's not falling over. I probably would have done similar, right? Or maybe not even as good as him. That's what people say. And then when this guy calls me afterwards for a consultation, he's going to say, I nailed it. I did great. I did
passed all
fine.
the
I
tests."
passed them all, right? Not realizing that there's all these indicators that they're not my indicators. They're NHTSA created them, right? The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration created those, right? And they're intended to mimic the motor skills that are needed to drive a car safely. And this guy had a bunch of indicators of impairment, even though to the untrained eye, he seemed to do just fine.
Yes.
All right, so we'll step over here for a minute. This next exercise is called the one leg stand. Okay, what I'm gonna do is have you stand with your feet together for me. Heels and toes touch like mine. Heels and toes touching.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hands at your sides.
I got some
Heels
knee
and toes touching.
Yeah.
All right, hands at your sides.
Yeah, got some knee injuries here, so it depends which leg we're working with.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the option to go
And
with
don't
either
do it.
leg.
Both are a little messed up, so we'll see.
We'll see. You're playing with, your arrest. You're going to get arrested. So you're playing with criminal charges here. It's not we'll see. You do not have to do it. Think about this. How could they make you do that? Like, no, you must stand on one leg. Like, just simply say, man, I got bad knees. I'm not doing that. Can't make you do it. No, actually, the law says that you must stand on one leg like you're in a circus. No, like you just don't do it. You just got to get over the mental hurdle that you're going to be arrested.
I'll lift up the right one.
Your right leg, okay. I will start my time when you pick up your leg and begin counting, okay? Whenever you're ready.
Bend my knee or straight?
Remember, leg straight, right? Okay, both our legs are going to be straight when you do this, okay? Whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1000.
Remember, hands at your sides.
1011, 1012, 1013,
Hands up.
1014,
Remember, hands at your sides.
1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 2019.
You can
Pretty
stop.
good.
Yeah, so this is a divided attention test. So the officer cannot interrupt you and further divide your attention from the two tasks that you're currently doing. As well, I would argue that this freaking lady in the back seat is also dividing his attention. I can hear her talking. I can hear their conversation. He's obviously a lot closer, there than like the audio that we're getting. So that would be distracting as well to hear that going on in the background. But even though that was occurring, he did do pretty well. His foot wasn't raised the 6 inches.
No, he was kind of like,
Yeah.
doing, whatever moves he could to keep it up. But he did. I mean, there's a reason I said 7.
Yeah.
And it's because most people don't do very good on this.
Right.
Right?
Also, the officer said a lot of things that aren't pursuant to NHTSA. Like, I don't want you to sway. I don't want you to hop. I don't want you to put your foot down. Those are indicators.
Right.
Right? I mean, people do that because they're losing their balance, not because they think that that's how the test should be performed. And then saying like you have to have both legs straight. We've talked about in a prior video, your working leg, so the leg that's planted, you actually do better if there's a slight bend in it, right? Because that helps you with your balance. NHTSA doesn't say that leg has to be like locked out.
They don't?
No.
All right, next exercise is called the finger to nose. All right? What I'm going to do is have you stand with your feet together for me, heels and toes touching. Bring your hands up like this and close them. Extend your pointer fingers, bring them down, and turn your palms forward. This is the starting position. I want you to remain in this position until I give you the further instructions, okay? I want you to touch the very tip of your nose, not the top, bottom, or the sides of your nose, but the very tip of your nose.
Just the one that's standing like this?
Okay, yep, you're gonna stand just like that, but I'm gonna tell you, remember, if I say left, boom, if I say right, boom, and right back down, okay?
Tip of the finger to the tip,
Tip of the finger to the tip of your nose.
Okay.
Do you understand my instructions?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any more questions? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So your hands are here, feet are together, tilt your head back, look in the sky, close those eyes for me. Keep those eyes closed. Left. Right. Left.
I've never seen the officer demonstrate on the finger like that. That's smart.
Smart.
He's basically showing the fact finder like exactly where he did it on his nose in a close-up version, so it's easier to see.
Right. So now when he writes in his report that the third one was this far off, right? Like he's giving like the real-time feedback.
Exactly.
And it's just more credible.
One last exercise for you. You can relax for a minute. All right. This one's called modified Romberg balance. Sounds a lot harder than it is. Okay. When I say begin, you're going to tilt your head back, okay? You're going to close your eyes. You're going to hear me say begin. And when you hear me say begin, I want you to remain in that position until you feel that 30 seconds has passed in your head, not out loud. You understand the instructions? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, remember, don't start your estimation until you hear me say begin, okay? All right, tilt your head back.
I hate this test. I mean,
This
so-
is hard. I've tried to do it like sober. It's hard.
I just hate it. So these are the tests that are above and beyond the alcohol-based standard field sobriety tests. We saw those. We saw the horizontal gaze nystagmus. We saw the walk and turn, take 9 steps. Then we saw him stand on one leg. Those are the standard alcohol-based field sobriety tests. This officer is inserting a few more that are intended to give indicators of consumption of drugs, whether that be prescription or illegal drugs, whatever. The officer's not really articulated why he's doing all that. I mean, I would say other than this officer likes to make DUI arrests. Agree with that or no?
I do. I was just going to add that, like in Illinois, in order for an officer to conduct these types of tests, you have to be a drug recognition expert.
Yes, yeah, and I know in some states it's A-RIDE certified. So yes, let's just say that this officer also almost certainly has some advanced DUI training and certifications.
All right, tilt your head back. Close those eyes. You remember my instructions? I'm going to say stop.
Oh, stop.
All right?
I'm sorry, yes.
All right. Very good.
We
All
have to
right.
get him. You like?
No, you're good. We're going to come over here.
Sure.
In front of the vehicle here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to place you in there back. Relax. All right. Explain everything to you. What I'm going to do is I put you in 2 handcuffs because you're kind of you got some big shoulders there, okay?
Thank you for noticing.
Explain everything to you one step at a time, all right?
Yeah, you never even said you're under the influence.
No.
Or you're arrested for being under the influence of alcohol or drugs or a combination or whatever he believes.
Does he have to at this point in time necessarily tell him that?
I don't think so.
No. I mean, I hear that complaint a fair amount, like, he put me in hand because he didn't even tell me why. I mean, of course, eventually you have to know, right? They didn't just handcuff you and keep you around all day. But at that exact moment, there's not an obligation. It's the nice thing to do. You probably get somebody more compliant by saying, hey, here's what's happening. Here's what's going to happen next. It's just, take it down to the station, whatever, right? But I often see officers just sort of be silent, and as a result, people get really pissed and really think that they were treated improperly because they were placed in handcuffs without explicitly knowing why.
I mean, I think that right now he has probable cause to arrest for believing he's under the influence, and then he's going to ask him to submit to breath and probably blood and urine because he believes he's under the influence of drugs. And then that's going to dictate what the ultimate charges are going to be.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to place you under arrest for DUI. Next part of my investigation is a breath test to determine its alcohol content. Are you willing to provide me a sample of your breath? If you refuse to take the test I request of you, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year for the first refusal, or 18 months if your driving privilege has been previously suspended, or if you were previously fined under State Statute 327.35215, which is the BUI, voting statute, for refusing to submit to a lawful test of your breath, urine, or blood.
Do you want to do that?
You will be committing a misdemeanor in addition to any other penalties which can be imposed by law. Yeah, you can go ahead and take a look at it now.
I can't hold it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got you.
It's the purpose of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
So we have something similar that's read to people who are arrested for DUI here in Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, here procedurally it would have been done differently. Like in Illinois, if he's trying to ask him to submit to a portable breath test, you wouldn't put him in handcuffs first and then ask him. Nor does a warning to motors have to be read prior to asking somebody to submit to the portable breath test. It's really just to help their probable cause to arrest for DUI or their reasonable grounds for believing that they're under the influence, and then to ultimately suspend their driver's license.
Yep.
I also thought too, he indicated that this isn't admissible in any criminal proceeding.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of officers say that the portable breath test can't be used against you in court, which isn't accurate.
Isn't accurate, right?
But to say that it can't be used in a criminal proceeding is accurate.
In Illinois.
In Illinois.
Could be totally. I mean,
Yeah.
every state has their own DUI laws, right? And sort of some unique things around it. So yeah, this might be admissible. I don't know. They did say that refusal results in a license suspension, as it does here in Illinois. But they said it also can result in an additional misdemeanor charge, which is what
Not the case in Illinois.
we've seen. Yeah, we've seen in other places.
Yeah. And your license doesn't get suspended here in Illinois if you refuse the portable breath test. It only gets suspended if you refuse the breath test at the station.
Most people know or have heard, whether that's from a lawyer, whether that's from your friend at the bar, whatever it is, most people have heard that you can refuse a breathalyzer test. Again, the consequences of which may be different in each state, but most people have heard, like, refuse that. For some reason, just word has never gotten out that you can also refuse every single freaking thing that we've seen up until this point, basically. You can refuse all those tests as well. People just don't realize it or don't think of it in the moment, I suppose.
I'm going to ask one final time if you're willing to give me a sample of your breath.
May I speak to my legal counsel?
No, when it comes to implied consent, no. You don't get a legal counsel, okay?
There's no legal counsel.
No,
here.
not when it comes to implied consent, no, sir.
I can't make a decision.
You can't make a decision.
No, sir. I can't make a decision.
Okay.
Basically, when you get your driver's license, which is a privilege, your driving privileges, you agree to consent to give your like blood, breath, or urine when you're asked by an officer, you know, assuming that they have like enough to ask you that. And if you refuse, then there's going to be consequences on your driving privileges.
And yeah, you're right. Since you do not get an attorney at this point in time in order to ask, should you do it or should you not? I've seen some states, we've seen some videos here where they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll call a lawyer for you or whatever. Here in Illinois, absolutely not. They are going to have you make a decision without any advice from counsel.
Right.
If he refuses, he's gonna lose his license. I think he has refused. I think that's where we are with it.
Give me a second.
So if he refuses, he's gonna have the opportunity to go to a driver's license hearing, or he can get a hardship driver's license. If this is his first DUI, there's methods they can use to reduce the charges. I mean, there's different things that they can do. With your attorney, you should be able to figure all that out.
Yeah, he says his first DUI.
Yeah, he should be.
What was he doing? Was he speeding or what was his deal?
Move over.
A lot of people don't know this. Here's my public safety announcement, besides don't drink and drive. When you see cops or an emergency vehicle off on the side of the road, usually on the shoulder, get out of that closest lane. Here in Illinois, you're supposed to slow down and get out of that lane that's closest.
On the road, and instead of chasing people, killing people, we're sitting here.
I don't think they're going to let her drive home.
He's gonna spend 8 hours.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, what was that, boss?
He's gonna spend 8 hours in custody.
Okay, well, he's going to spend 8 hours in custody. Then I'll get him out. Can I talk to him? So there's no reason for me to go down there and hang around all night.
No, sir. Just wait for our call. Make sure it's on high ring so you don't miss it.
Yeah, so my ass is going back to sleep.
Yeah, he'll get out 10 o'clock.
10?
Yeah, as long as he blows under an 05, he'll get out at 10 o'clock.
Oh, an 05 in the morning. Yeah, he basically sits in the drunk tank in a cell for 8 hours, let him sober up, and then I don't know what happens if you don't, because they don't do that here, but it sounds like then they make him blow just for purposes of getting released, and as long as he's under a .05, they'll let him be on his way.
Whoa. You gotta blow harder.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Sorry. Google me.
I'm an ex-porn star. That's as hard as I can blow. Google me. Do you think she's sober? She's just so emotional. I don't think she is.
Absolutely
sober.
not.
So just saying, like, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm sad.
No, she didn't blow hard enough.
I can blow harder.
Okay.
I have a lot of lung capacity. I know how to do this. I'm not dumb.
Consistent.
I'm trying. I have little lungs. Me.
How do you know that?
It's funny. I know it.
I'm telling you, like, you guys are being so I used to work in a prison. I hated everyone.
Not going to
It's not going to
prison.
prison. That's
no-
just for like safety purposes for other people on the
Exactly.
road to make sure.
Processing,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna go home and handle this case. He's not gonna go back to jail for this,
Yeah.
and certainly not prison, which would mean a year or more.
Mm.
You gotta blow harder and consistent. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I'm not drunk. I'm emotional. I'm sad. Yeah, why are we getting them? Racing. On the bowling booth, racing all day. I'll do another one. I'm not drunk. I'm sad.
And blow.
I'm gonna like pass out. If I go to the hospital, you're gonna pay for me to go to the hospital? No. No. Check my eyes.
I can 125.
She's a 12 and a half, and the league limit is 8, right? So
1.5 times over.
So he was sitting in the car. I couldn't tell, but if he was standing in front of me, I could tell if he was drunk or not by just looking at him. Did he look like he was drunk when you saw him?
Yeah, he didn't do.
say it, officer.
Oh, okay.
He's pointing to the camera right there. That's what I just saw. He was about to say he didn't do
That bad.
That's what I thought. And officers, I know he's your childhood hero, but you also don't owe him an expation. Just go back and do your job.
Right. Also, this is not the arresting officer, the
No,
one who did
like
the field.
they're just hanging. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, with all due respect, you can go home and go back to bed. He's not
We'll
getting-
give you a call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good, man. Appreciate you coming out. It's great you're taking care. You're looking out for your son. We'll take good care of your car. It's gonna go in the back of a truck, and I'll tell you where it's at in the morning.
Right.
If it's his first DUI, he should be okay.
Yeah, it is.
He's just going to have to go through a bunch of different steps, and your attorney should be able to take him through those different steps. And
Yeah, he had already started telling me what you had just told me about the hardship license and
yes,
the DUI school and the whole thing.
all right, he's going to have to jump through a bunch of hoops, and hopefully, maybe his attorney will be able to work through it with him.
I'm really surprised he was drinking because I was with him at 9 o'clock when I was at my house and we just finished working out. Get them training arms, and then he was going to go pick her up because he had to be there at 10. And so, as we were working, I was I just feel really good. I'm not going to drink anything tonight. That's why I was surprised. All of a sudden, I get this call that he's getting pulled over from DUI, and the knucklehead screamed to me on the phone. As soon as I heard that, I knew there was a problem. When I heard her attitude, I didn't know if she'd got him in trouble or if he'd been drinking. But I was really surprised when that you guys said he was drinking.
I don't think he said anything too damning here, but if he did, could that be used against his son in court?
I mean, this body-worn camera can be shown, right? If the officer who's wearing it can lay the proper foundation as the defense attorney, I would probably argue that they're hearsay statements if this witness, being like Hulk Hogan, isn't there.
Right.
And admitting the statements. I mean, yeah, I guess it would depend on what he said too. Like right now, it could be maybe just to establish a timeline.
So there are typically no, it would be hearsay, right? But there are maybe ways that it could get in. That's what, and yeah, Hulk's not gonna come into court and testify. Even if he slips up here, he's not gonna come into court and testify against his son.
Yeah, not voluntarily, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So, wait, how did the officer do who conducted this DUI investigation?
I'm gonna give him an A. I mean, the issue is, did he do his job? I think he did. It sounds like it was like a Scots law violation. I will say, like at the very beginning, he was like pretty agitated, got him out of the car right away. I don't necessarily think there's a problem with that though. He did all of the standardized field sobriety tests for alcohol as well as the drug tests. I did see indicators of impairment, so I do think he had probable cause to arrest, he read him the warning. So I don't see anything wrong that he did. He treated him pretty respectfully throughout. I didn't really see too many problems other than the couple that we talked about with his rendition of the instructions on the test either. So
What do you think about Hulk Jr. here?
I would give him a C. I am downgrading him because he participated in the field sobriety tests. I'm not giving him an F because I actually think he did pretty well on the field sobriety tests. I would say if he continued not to provide a blood alcohol content sample, I would definitely try this case for sure.
Yep, I agree. The order of operations here, don't drink and drive. I don't know if he did that or not. It's tough, I don't know. I can't say definitively. Don't do the standard field sobriety tests. He did. Don't make any admissions. He didn't, so he passes there. He don't do the blood, breath, or urine test if you can avoid it. As far as we know, he didn't. So he got a couple things in the got it right column and a couple things in the could have done better column. So I'll give him a C as well. In the end, though, I still agree with you. I think he does have a triable case. I could see this case winning at trial, being found not guilty of the DUI at trial. All right, Kelly. Now, finally, and perhaps most importantly, what about the Hulk?
I'm gonna give the Hulk an F. I feel like we didn't get any fun statements out of him. We didn't get his weird voice that you did in the beginning.
Oh yeah, brother.
And also he really didn't help his son at all. Calling the lawyer maybe, but they're not even gonna let him go back in the station anyways, and the damage was already done by the time he got there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he's just sticking around with this weird walking stick, talking to the officers and making the case worse for his son. It's just go home and go to bed.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give him an F, but I agree. He just all right, and don't continue to make statements about what your son and speculate about how much and when your son was drinking. Just keep quiet on that stuff. It's nice you go out there, you support your son, you try to call your lawyer, but then just went on a little bit too much and too far. So I'll give him a C, Hulk. All right, guys, there you have it. There is our reaction to Hulk Jr. and with a special guest appearance from Hulk with himself and his own t-shirt thing. I love it all. It's great. So I think there are a lot of lessons to be learned on this one. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.